How do you hit your shots further while swinging with more effortless power? Well, today we find out with PGA coach James Eam. So a lot of golfers, one of their biggest struggles is to hit it farther. But some people use too much power and actually don't hit it far, and use too much power and injure themselves. So
yes, I see a lot of people do that. Yes.
Yeah, so how can they really get their swing to be effortless while hitting further?
Okay, so effortless means using less force.
Yes.
And hitting it with the less power and hitting the ball farther.
Right. Power and also strain, right? Which I guess is part of force.
Strain, yeah. So only way you can do that is by you getting into a proper kinematic sequence. So what I mean by kinematic sequence is that you have to know which part of your body start the swing and finishes the swing. So which means you got to always start from the ground up all the way down to your club head.
Right. So it's a perfect transfer of power. No energy is wasted, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Shall we?
But I see a lot of golfers, they do it exactly opposite. They start transferring power to their club head first instead of using the ground. So that's what causes them to hit a bad shot too.
Right. Well, before we break down what a perfect kinematic sequence is, why don't we show them a swing that's not perfect, my swing, and a swing that's pretty perfect, your swing, right?
Okay, let's see.
All right.
So that's your 7-iron, right? So you normally hit around 170-ish with the 7-iron, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good strike. It's a little open.
Okay.
Yeah, 177, okay. Let's try one more shot.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah, that's a wide open club face. Okay, yeah, let's try it. Just one more. Okay, that was a little bit more straighter ball flight. But yeah, it was mostly like around 170 area.
Right, right.
Yeah. So you have a decent amount of good sequence.
Okay.
You started golfing starting from me, and I emphasize the importance of sequence when we started learning golf, right? But also you have a sports background.
Right.
So you know how to use the ground and generate force, generate power using the ground. So yeah, should I
show us what a good sequence is.
Okay. So we're using the same 7-iron, and then
So it doesn't look like you're swinging harder than me, but your shot is going significantly further than mine.
Yes, even though I'm a little bit shorter than you, I have a better, because I have a better sequence, so my club speed is faster, and obviously I hit it more in the center of the club face too.
Okay.
So that's why I'm hitting the ball a little bit farther. But the proper sequencing not just help you with the speed, it helps you with consistency and help you with better contact point. I mean the club face on the impact position. So once you start using too much arm and upper body, it gives you better chance. So it gives you higher chance of you getting club face more closed and open, like moving open and closed.
Right.
But if you use better sequencing, then it helps you be more passive with your arms and keep your club face more square throughout the impact.
Right.
So let's start with the backswing sequence. So as soon as you start your backswing, first thing that has to move on your first starting of the backswing is the club head.
Okay, and why is that?
The lower body. So the reason for that is you start with the club head, and then all the other part of the body moves after. Then when you're coming down on the downswing, it makes it easier to start the proper downswing.
Right. So our takeaway sequence is just the reverse of our downswing sequence,
yes,
right?
That's pretty much.
Okay.
Yes.
The last part of our
everything you
downswing
learned.
sequence is this part onto the ball. That's why it's...
You mean the club head?
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much. So let's start with the backswing. First is the club head and the hands and the arm, and then the torso and the hip.
Hip. This is hip. This last part is hip?
Yeah, last hip part is the lower body.
Okay.
So it will look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you see my lower body? It's naturally turning at the end.
I see. And this is actually, I never thought about this before. Because I'm going to use badminton as an example. For badminton swing, it's always from one side to the other. So it starts with our foot, it comes up to our hip, it reaches here and then up and across.
Yes.
But for some reason, I thought golf was started down, up, but it's kind of a little bit opposite because it starts from the club, but the club is connected to your hand. So it starts from hands into your chest and then comes down to your hips.
Yeah. But but the downswing.
Oh,
is
the
completely
downswing is still
opposite.
down, up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So that's
Okay.
same as the badminton when
Right,
you're hitting the ball.
Makes sense.
So it's like when you're badminton, same thing. When you're jumping up in the air.
The opening part is a reverse of the hitting part.
Yeah, like opening part is the same as the backswing part.
Right.
So here, club head, arm, shoulder and torso, and the hip. And then on the downswing, it's exactly the opposite. So if I go into super detail, I break it down into like 8 sections.
Okay.
But usually it's much easier when you break it down into 4, which is hip, arm and torso, hands, and the wrist.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a more simple way. So let me show you a quick example. I'm gonna swing a little bit slower and trying to hit this ball. Okay. So did you notice my club head and the arm starts to swing? And then on the downswing, my lower body comes after. So let me show you guys in the front video. So club head, arm, torso, hip. And then on the downswing, lower body, arm, torso, hands, and wrist. So at the top of the backswing, I want you to make sure your left shoulder gotta feel like it's on top of your, inside of your left heel.
Inside of your left heel.
So you wanna make sure your body is tilted to your right side like this, not reverse spine angle. So we don't wanna have any of your spine angle tilting the, the direction of where you're hitting. You're gonna move it to your right side. So you see my shoulder is inside of my left toe.
Right.
Okay, I have right toe.
So if you have proper sequencing, will your shoulder naturally come here or no?
No. It's not together. So,
Okay, it's a check that you have to do in your sequencing.
If you want to get into a good downswing sequence, that's the checkpoint of the backswing position.
Right.
If you're here, it's going to be really hard to get into a proper downswing sequence. And then the first movement from the top of the backswing, you want to shift your body toward the lee side. So you want to add a little bit
part of the hip?
Yeah, part of the hip.
Okay.
But before you start turning your hips, we're doing a weight transfer. Weight transfer to the lee side. So now your shoulder is going to be on top of your middle of your body, right here. Okay? And then you started turning your hips and shoulder, hands, and arms after. So yeah, so you got to get into this position first if you want to get into a proper sequencing. So let me give you guys a quick, easy drill to work on to understand the feeling of the sequencing. So just this. Make sure to start slightly with the wrist hinge. So, wrist hinge, hip. So we're gonna go to a half swing, but slowly we're gonna go to a half swing. While you're almost at the half swing, I want you to start turning your lower body, counter rotate your lower body towards this way.
Right.
And then swing. So while you're doing a backswing, you start doing a downswing. So you can start swinging the club like this when you start. 1, 2.
So right now, this drill, what it's doing is building the connection between these points.
Yes.
But when they're practicing at first, should they be practicing every checkpoint?
Yeah. I mean, you can when they're practicing, you can start with the slow-mo. I mean, like actually stopping. 1, 2, 3, and 4.
But should they be hitting the ball, practice hitting the ball from these different checkpoints? Like
checkpoint
1,
no,
checkpoint
just
2?
do practice.
Okay.
Don't hit the ball from this point.
I see.
But before you do that, you can actually start with this one too. While you're almost at the half swing, start rotating your lower body this way.
Right.
So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Just do this for like whole 10 to 20 minutes.
So it's
Doing
just,
with half
what
the
this
ball.
really does is just focusing on relaxing the body while letting the club go through, right?
Yeah, and it helps you understand which part of your body start the downswing.
Right.
And also start the backswing.
Right.
'Cause if you start your club from here, first thing gonna move on your backswing is always gonna be a club head, not the hip.
Right.
Do you notice the difference? Club head
Okay.
is always gonna start first, and then your lower body starts to follow. But while you're going all the way up the half swing, I want you to start turning the other way. And you gotta do it until your body remembers the movement.
Right.
That's the repetition. That's
Okay.
how you get better. So after that, and then you can actually hit the ball from here. So do the same motion right in front of the ball. And then go to the setup, make sure start the club with the club head. Yeah, just like this.
And then when we're practicing that, it doesn't matter, like, they just hit it smooth. Don't
Yeah.
focus on hitting it hard.
Make sure your lower body start the swing.
Okay.
That's the most important part. So don't let your club head start the swing first. Just let the lower body go first and let the other part of the muscle just gently follow.
Yeah.
And then release.
Because the part that most amateur golfers are missing is the hip part, right?
Yes.
They just start from the arms and they're missing half of the sequence.
Yeah, and they think that hitting the ball, everything happens from the club head and their arm.
Right.
Yeah. So if you're not a person who started golfing when you're junior, most of the people they start with their upper body.
Right.
Unless you have a really good like sports background, then you know how to swing.
Yeah.
But most people don't.
But
So
I also see some people who just don't use hips
Yeah.
and hit it really well and far, but it looks like they're like
yeah,
weightlifting, like
pretty
boom.
much. And I've never seen any of them striking the ball more consistently.
Okay.
So usually just hit the ball 1 out of like 6 shots, and they hit 1 good shot.
Right.
And that's pretty much it. And all the balls are going right to left.
Right.
Yeah. So, and another important thing that I want to tell you guys is that make sure when you're doing a downswing, weight should be 80 to 90% on the lead side at the impact. And when you're getting into an impact position, I want you to make sure you feel your left lat. Feel your left lat like stretching on the
Okay.
downswing. That's very, very important
Oh.
when you're going to a downswing. If you don't feel it, that means that most of your weight is on the right side.
Right.
So it's kind of like feeling of throwing a frisbee
Yeah.
with your lead arm,
Right.
not with the right hand,
Yeah.
the lead arm. So when you don't have a good sequence, you're probably gonna feel like you're throwing the hand frisbee with your right hand.
Uh-huh.
But if you feel it on your left side, and if you put the weight pressure on the left side, you can create so much more rotational power because you're
Right.
pivoting from your lead leg. But if you're not here,
Right.
so give it a try with the club.
Well, technically what the stretch is the transfer of power. Because
Yes.
if you stretch starting from our hip, right? It starts here, and then it comes, let's see. It starts with the hip here. This
Yep.
is a stretch. And then it comes to my back,
Yes.
which is then here. And then it should kind of come to my wrist.
Yeah.
And then
for
we
you,
go
it's
through.
easy.
Well, I understand the transference of power,
Yeah,
but
for you it's easy, but
Yeah.
most of the amateur golfer, because I teach millions
Uh-huh.
of amateur golfer, and
Right.
their body just don't get it. So
Yeah.
So get into your
Okay.
setup one more time.
All right.
And show the
Facing the
audience.
camera this way?
Yep.
Okay.
And try the backswing.
okay, backswing.
Yep. And then don't do any weight transfer and trying to turn. Don't do any weight transfer and trying to turn. You don't feel any stretch here,
No.
right? So do you think you can create power when you're doing
Without
this?
stretch?
Without stretch or without any weight transfer? How
Can
do
I
you feel?
create power? It just not
Create speed. Like
not the
this.
maximum speed because
Right.
it's like, what's an example here? It's like something elastic versus something not elastic.
Yes,
If
that's-
you can shoot something full back, it'll have a lot
Yes.
more power.
So let's get to your setup one more time. That's exactly the feeling. Try the
Right.
backswing
Okay.
and to go to the lead side. More. And then swing. Just swing.
See?
Yep, swing. Good. So can you feel the pulling?
Yeah, I felt that whole pull starting from here up to my arms, and like
Yes.
I held the pull all the way through.
Yes. Let's try that one more time. Backswing, weight transfer, and just slowly pull. Can you feel the pulling?
Yeah, I feel the stretch.
Yes. You got to feel that stretch every time.
Okay.
So which means you got to do a weight transfer.
Right. My question is that for someone who doesn't understand this feeling, if you tell them to imagine there's a stretch, will they understand or not? Like usually students.
They all understand.
They all understand.
Yeah, they can feel the stretch.
Okay.
So I tell them to use grab onto an elastic band and like this attached to the wall, and then I just tell them to rotate.
Right.
There's two ways. One is putting the weight on the right side. They cannot feel it. They start using their arm to pull, but when they did the weight transfer to the lead side and then turn, they can feel the stretch.
Right.
And they're not actually using their arm to pull the elastic band. They're using they're pivoting from left side of your body and just rotate like this.
Right.
So they can feel more stretch and they can feel the rotational power.
So the most important thing that they should be feeling when doing this is a stretch throughout the body.
Yeah, throughout your left side of your body.
Should I try a few like the drills you were doing, the effortless swing?
Yeah, I want to see you swing it a little bit more softer.
Okay.
And trying to feel the sequencing of the backswing and the downswing. Oh, that's good. So try this for like 8 more swings.
Okay.
Back and forth slowly. So I need you to come down swing while you're going up. So while you're going up, come down swing. Counter rotate the lower.
So
That's
earlier?
a little too early.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. That's better. Good. Let's keep going back and forth. Good. So like slightly narrower. Good. 1, 2, 3. Good. 2 more. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Good. So try hitting 3 shot with that similar speed.
Okay.
Exact same speed.
Not faster than that.
No, not fast. Same speed as what you just did.
So it's gonna go
1, 2, 3.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
So that's also a tempo.
Yes. 1, 2. Good. So we're trying to create that effortless power.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm using no power. Feels like I'm using 30% power here.
Yes. Let's try one more. Okay. Good. So you little bit of wrist on that one, but pretty good. So now let's swing a little bit more faster. Add so you're swinging around 50% power on that one.
Feels like 30% for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I guess
for
everyone
you
has
it
different
is.
definitions.
Yeah, for you it is because you used to use a lot of upper body. Too.
I'm used to swing with a lot of power usually. Yeah.
So let's try using around 70% now.
Okay.
Yeah, that one too. Okay, good. So that felt very, very smooth, right?
So this is like my same head speed. Like right now I'm using maybe 70% power, but it's almost a similar head speed as me using 90% power.
Yeah, pretty much. So obviously you got to practice this a lot for at least a few more days to get into a better sequencing for more distance of power. Okay, so this time trying to swing just a little bit harder.
80%?
Yeah, 80 to 90%.
Well, my main problem here is contact point problems, right?
That too. But,
okay, let's see.
But I want you to be not too stiff. Okay. I want your upper body to be
super relaxed.
Yes, a little bit more
like
relaxed.
I'm a elastic band.
Very good. So we got the distance, but I need you to hit straighter though. Okay. Okay. So for that one, did you feel like you're swinging hard or did you focus more on the sequencing? Not sure, right?
It's a combination of both. Because right now, if I focus purely on sequencing, I feel like it's changing my swing a lot. But that one, I could feel is in between my usual swing and focusing on sequencing. So it is a little bit of improvement.
Okay, yeah.
But I think it's going to take a lot more practice for me to fully go into that effortless.
Yes, you got to do a lot of the drill that I gave you.
Right.
Just half swing.
Especially as a person whose swing is very like power based.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
As a recap, so first thing is work on your backswing sequence. Make sure your club head is moving first, and then hands, arm and the torso, and the hip. And then on the downswing, make sure to start with the weight transfer, and then start with your lower body, shoulder and the torso, hands and the club head. So for the best drill for this, it's just moving back and forth. While you're going up, start coming down with your lower body. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then practice swing with like 50 to 70% of the power and hit the ball using a little bit more ground force, and then rotate with your lower body.
Since my shot wasn't that good, why don't you show us a good shot again to end off this video?
Okay, sure. Yeah, so that was pretty smooth.
All right. If you guys found this video helpful, then please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and support us to make more videos for you by joining our YouTube memberships.